Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me again today for another session of Me Programming Daily. Today, we're starting the session with a quick reminder of what happened the last time. I thought it would be just a cosmetic change to extract those production actions into regular testable Haskell functions. Well, they were regular back then, but not very testable. These I have the opportunity to move around to, let's say, a different module. And during my doing so, I discovered a problem with silhouette diagrams. Namely, the parser allows for the diagrams to be multidimensional, whereas the engine only goes 2D. What does it mean in reality is that blocks can only span horizontally and vertically, but the parser allows for silhouette diagrams to be embedded in other silhouette diagrams, adding that dimension that the renderer is not prepared for and probably shouldn't be prepared for. I mean, it would be nice to see it, and I would be very tempted to get it to render. And I think it would render fine, but at the moment it doesn't. And I need to find a way to get the parser to align closer with the renderer and not to allow silhouette diagrams to be embedded in silhouette diagrams. Or to allow for it and in the parser, or keep allowing for it in the parser, and modify the rendering engine to follow suit and render silhouette diagrams in silhouette diagrams, which would be fun to see, I think. In the meantime, I hope you have your drink of choice ready. I managed to secure a cup of fresh coffee for myself, and I believe we can start coding. So I thought about the course of action for this session, and what came to my mind is that I don't want to rush the decision what to do with those silhouette diagrams nested inside silhouette diagrams. I'm very tempted to leave them in, allow the parser to accept them, just modify the rendering engine. But I still need to think about it. So for this session, I created an issue earlier today to simplify the remaining production actions. And we'll be kicking them out into a different module so that we have a nice syntax highlighting in them. So this goes to a module now. We're importing skewer block module. Let's just dump it all into the skewer block module. It's the biggest one so far. It is kind of messy, but it's kind of fine. Now we have syntax highlighting at least. So if I compile this now, it should still compile. And maybe let's change the theme. I don't like how the Haskell looks like with this theme. Should we go dark or light today? Of course, that's the most critical thing. Let's maybe go dark. Okay. So let's get the workspace ready. Right, so the reason I paused was I started thinking, what would it take for the rendering engine to start producing silhouette diagrams inside silhouette diagrams? And I don't think it would be that hard. And I think Wyvern should allow for it. I'm not sure drakon does, but Wyvern, I think it should. Just to give the consumer more flexibility. So right now, the illusion of embedded blocks we achieve with forks. You can stack forks together. So I think what would make most sense, and this is just a knee-jerk reaction to the situation I'm in, would be to introduce a block called silhouette. And that silhouette would become not a first-class citizen as a type of a diagram, primitive silhouette, but it will become a block type. Just like a fork or an action. That way I could embed silhouettes inside silhouettes, not worrying that the diagram would become multidimensional. But that would drift very far away from the vanilla drakon I started with. So I think that would be a good time to start a dedicated project just for Wyvern. Now, enough thinking out loud. Let's write some code. So here we're dealing with fork. This is also a fork. So let's call this block solo fork. So we'll have solo fork with no left branch, no right branch. We'll have solo fork L with only left hand side branch. Solo fork R with only right hand side branch. And naturally solo fork left right. Let's write one of them. Okay. I think the idea that I've just proposed to demote silhouette to just a block type is tempting. Okay, so let's analyze. Fork. This is a string. Then we get four. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is left-hand side. This is let's see, fork token. Do we have fork token? Oh, so this is wrong. This should not be action token, it should be block token. Let's correct this now before we forget. We do not have an action token. Let's keep this all as easy on the eye as possible. Token block, yeah. Name diagram token. That diagram name is not the most fortunate, but that's fine. Let's replace with block token. And let's also see if a headline token and address token exist. I don't believe they do. So solo skewer. Solo ID. So that's an ID token. Actually, excuse me for a second. Okay, I'm back. Where were we? Action token. Oh yeah, we were supposed to replace those token names with something more suitable. So here, it should be relatively simple. Headline tokens should become ID tokens. And address tokens should become also ID tokens. Oops. No, it's not that simple. Let's do headline ID token and address token. is going to become address ID token. Okay. Oh. So let's go back to the parser and let's finish the first function. This can stay commented out. So this is not a fork token, it's an ID token. Sorry, block token. I believe that's what we called it, block token. Sorry. This block token. So the next thing we get is 4, 2, 3, 4. It's left branch skewer blocks. Oh, and we have the same problem here. We only take the head of 4 and we ignore the tail. So this suffers from exactly the same problem. It's just this collection is 2-dimensional. It should be 1-dimensional. All right. So because this is first, I'm going to rename this to LR. Let's do LID token. And here. No, so the parser will have to change because fork can only have two skewers, one for the left branch, one for the right branch. This can definitely not be head. It should be just 1D collection. Okay. Let's see if this builds first. No. Oh, we have the type signature unfinished. String. Okay. Action address connected. Oh, it is a warning, but it's red. Okay. So let's do it. Okay. So here we need to pass in 1, then 4, then 5, then 9 and 10. And this whole thing melts away. So it reasonably well fits on one screen. Let's see if it compiles. It does. Okay, so now I can kick this function out of here. Into here. And we can work our way through the remaining implementations. Okay, so we have solo fork LR. Now let's do solo fork L. So in L, we don't have this ID identifier, right connection identifier. So we give it nothing, I think. Oh, and that is a mistake. Is it? No, everything is fine. So this gets nothing. Name correction. This is going to be R. So in the R, we don't have this. And finally, solo fork with no connections. This melts away this melts away. And if time allows today, I'll try to also update the README with correct inputs for each example. I think it should be interesting. So here, this one gets nothing. And this one also gets nothing. Let's see if it builds. Yep, that looks promising. So every fork gets argument 1. And every fork gets argument 4. Now, this is left, this is right, and this is nothing. So next, this gets 5. And then 9. This one gets 8 and 9. This one gets 8. Okay, this looks reasonably presentable. I'm getting some reduced conflicts in the parser, I believe. Yeah, I'm not sure what it means yet, but I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it. And lastly, this thing. Let's just add a comment. 1D. And final thing for this issue is to refactor these guys out. So this is going to be something like append fork LR append fork. So here, we'll just add one more argument, which is skewer blocks, list of lists, in order to represent the collection that we will be appending to. And we have such a collection already named existing skewers, I believe. Existing skewers. So all those append fork functions will get existing skewers. One, two, three, four. Okay. Oh, I missed one. Oh, we also need to add this to the type signature, of course. And now we get to use it. Oh, and of course we need to provide an implementation. But it looks like we should be able to reuse this code if we're clever about it. Head one, tail one. Okay. And here, no, I don't have much to be reused. But we can do this. No. Will this work? I think it should. Same problem applies here, or is present here, with one dimensional branches. The implementation of these functions is still not correct, but we'll get to the bottom of it. Looking for this. And all implementations here look very similar. Okay. This is cleaned up a bit. It runs. And it produces exactly the same result. Now, we have a lot of functions. Well, at least they should be a little bit easier on the eye. And now I'm pretty happy with this. Let us also spend a little minute trying to provide input for these examples. So in the readme, let's mark it txt. Let's maybe rename it to 2 so that we start with something simpler. The input should be let's do actions first. Oh, well, we can't specify actions. Sorry, we can't specify title and end in the current implementation, so let's just leave this as 2, 3, and in 1. That's going to be a fork. And if I'm not mistaken, this is how the branch should look like. LR. There is nothing here. And in the left, oh, the actions go here. Okay, got it. Let's check the input. So this is going to be a part of the readme now. Let's add a column. So this no longer makes sense as a table. Let's start with 2. Of course, this syntax isn't final. It's just an idea I have that could work for now. Sorry. And the font is interesting. That's interesting and not correct. So let's do diagram 1 now. I know what, I can finish this tomorrow. Maybe let's just do one more diagram. That's one. Fork goes here. Left-hand side, we have 3 actions. Right-hand side, we have action, action, and a fork. So that's 6, 7, 8. And that fork has, again, 2 branches. Action number 9. And right, 2 actions. We're going to name them or identify them as 10 and 11. And I think this is fine. Let's test. Also one skewer, yes. Beautiful stuff. Let's go back to readme. And the rest. I'm sorry. I'll probably do at some other time. Today I'm starting to get tired. So, yeah, I think we'll draw the line here for today. During the next session and the upcoming sessions, I'll probably have to figure out what to do with those skewer blocks that should be guaranteed by the parser to always be one-dimensional. And that could be a little bit tricky. These ones I'm still on the fence about, but forks should be 1D. Right. Thank you all so much for your attention today, and I wish you a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.